indeed.
So welcome back to Shelter and Villa, checking for new challenges with this test run, and we will try to fight with different paths from the survivor, which is the standard one you use when trying the ultimate challenge. We want to try with the other paths, see what happens if we can manage to survive with this super cheaty build, but still without having spells to make Villa and the player untargetable while fighting. Okay, so let's see. I think I was trying to, or I just got my stats up. Basically, I always try to have all the bonuses from the least unstable coil up. And to do this, I need to destroy some destructible, usually. It is the easiest way. And so when you are here in the arena, the destructible, easy to find, are in the first battle. You have some pillars you can destroy. No, not very pillars, some obelisk, something, I don't remember the name, but you can destroy them. It's a relatively easy fight, so the first one you do in the arena, so you can repeat that one and get your bonuses back if for some reason they get stripped from the player. So let's see what we can do. We have already the bonuses, so now we can try using the different paths.
I'm safe with you, Captain. I just know it is all.
I think that at least for one of the other paths, which is the Seeker and the Slayer one of the two for sure is making you rest, and there's a risk to rest another time. So we try to avoid that because we need more food and so on. But if it happens, well, we can still eat something else. And maybe we could also change our chance a little here. So basically, we have these 4 chants. This is the first one. Sorry, this is the first one you get when you use a chanter class, because it's always good, and you cannot really change the first chant you get, because the one you choose at level 1 cannot be changed while changing your class spells, and so you have to keep it. But this is also good for our build, probably in certain situation, because we have this one able to strip concentration very easily from the enemy. And if we can combine this one with let me show you what we receive from these. Not this one. From energized, I think. Let's see. So we get penetration, but most important, attacks interrupt on crit. So any kind of attack is interrupted on critical hit. And if we have a chant that is doing some damage and we manage to lower the enemy defenses, it is very likely that this chant will interrupt the enemy automatically, and this is pretty useful if you manage to do something like that. Obviously, this is one thing to do with the mega bosses, but the rest of the enemies could be useful. So what I am trying to do is also use a chant that we could add here. Instead of spawning all these skeletons, which are actually useful, but sometimes even they are even too many, because we are already chanting at a super fast speed. We are the brisk recitation, and we have a bonus that is even lowering our delay between chanting. So basically we start a new chant every 2 seconds. So we have a lot of skeleton spawn, and we can do something like that, like this, I think. So we still have a couple skeletons spawn, or even like this. This is better. So still we have one skeleton every 4 seconds, which is pretty good. We stripped any concentration from enemies every 8 seconds, so they should with high accuracy, and they should really have the concentration removed very fast, so they cannot more resist to interrupt. And if we manage to interrupt with this one, we don't necessarily do a lot of damage, but we can interrupt, and we can interrupt every 6 seconds. Hey there, Frog! Trying to go on with this test build. See if we manage to win some battles using the other paths in the arena challenges. And so trying to organize the spells. So what I'm trying to do with this setting is to interrupt the enemy using the soft winds of death. Maybe we will not manage to do it every cycle, but every now and then it may happen. And also we will try to do the same thing with the other area spells as usual, but that is what you do normally. But anyway, let's see. These paths we can get should be available here, but we need to go out again and explore and visit the proper places, and this is something that sometimes makes you sleep. Honestly, I don't remember what kind of statistic tests you have to pass, if possible, even to avoid sleeping, because those two paths are not something you normally use while doing the ultimate challenge, because everybody is using the survival path, which is the one with less risky fights for Villa, for keeping Villa alive. But now we are trying to do these different paths. So I'm not so sure about what the statistics could help trying to avoid sleeping. So maybe we will not be able to do that. But we will try something like increasing generally some secondary skills, like the ones you get here. So they are still low. I don't think we can manage to do much here. But for instance, one of the first things we could do is drink another potion to get 2 points in those statistics. Pillars of Eternity 1 is, from a certain point of view, considered even better than the second one. I think mostly from people who don't like the inverse formulas used for the statistics in the second game, because they are really hard to understand and to follow, especially if you use some wild challenge where you don't see the stats. So the linear way used in the first game is much easier to understand, so you have a grasp much more easily how the statistics and the calculation about your hit percentage works than the second game. So there are pros and cons. In my opinion, they are both very nice games, and the real unique, real haze of the Baldur's Gate kind of games, because there are no other, in my opinion, games with real time, with pause combat that are like this two. So if you like this kind of play, I think these two games are really unique and a must-have. If you like more the turn mode of fight, then maybe also you can get Divinity, and that's a really good game. But if you like this kind of fight and tactic fight and this kind of things, Pillars is super great. You should also get Baldur's Gate 2, which is a real masterpiece in my opinion. It's even better than the one. And well, even for that, some people think that improved, more modern version released by Beamdog in reality ruined some of the gameplay. But honestly, I think you can enjoy the game still, and maybe have some less problems trying to run it in more modern computers. So it is still a great game, even if it is hard to find the original versions available. So for sure play Baldur's Gate 2 and also the expansion. It's pretty great. But anyway, let's see what we can manage to do. So what I'm trying to do now is, well, first we try to craft a potion, another potion, so we can get a couple points more in our stats. Baldur's Gate 2 is something that, in my opinion, is one, maybe still the best one. I love Pillars of Eternity games, but Baldur's Gate 2 is something that, it's like Morrowind, something that never becomes old. Okay, let's see. We drink this. And now we should have a little better statistics. So, what could we improve here? We have decent mechanics. Metaphysic. Survival, maybe we can try. Hello, Polar Dash. I think I will try and improve a little survival. Maybe we have some item here. Can get like this one. But we lose to stealth. Okay, let's try it. Then we have Constitution. So we look for items able to improve a little our skills. One belt. Survivor. Diplomacy, not useful. Oh, we want this. So we can get athletics. And not sure there's something here. Okay, let's try and see what happens. Not sure it will help, but important thing is to visit those places. And I don't even remember what the survivor, sorry, the Slayer path is and what the Seeker path is. I think this one is the Seeker and this one is the Survivor, but we will try both of them. We want to enable both of them and see what happens. So we now try to pass the rolls, but we don't have enough survival. 11 survival. we could manage to get that, I think. But anyway, I think this this one, even if you don't have the skill to get the hint, is easy to remember, because if I remember correctly, you just have to follow the direction with the working eye, not the one which is carved. Or maybe the opposite thing, I don't remember honestly, but I will try to follow the working eye, so we go left. And then we keep examining the statue, and this time we go right. So in theory, after a while, we should find the proper path. And now we can enter here probably and find our challenge. And as you can see, we spent a lot of hours. And probably... let's try. We continue cautiously forward, but the bad thing is we spent 23 hours for this, so we could basically had something removed here. So we still have yeah, we don't have the other potion anymore, because basically it's like going to sleep. It's not a matter of how it passed, but that you passed that time like sleeping. So we don't have any more the buffs from food, we don't have any more the buffs from the other potion, and so on. We still have our boots from prolonging the positive effect, because those last much longer, but you don't have anymore the boots from food. And also we have a drug crash and so on. So this could be a good moment like another to try and get back some of these buffs. So what we would do is well, first we want back our standard fighting gear. So for instance this. And a belt, like okay, this is good, but also this one is good. Oh, sorry, not this one, this one. Because it's giving us concentration. Okay. So missiles, a cape, we can choose this one, trying to get some reflections about ranged attacks, some deflection, some reflection against spells. Or we could choose the stalking cloak to get some more possession. But all in all, think it's good like this. And this one here. A trap. Boots for invisibility. But first we can try and see if we have some food we can eat. Not really. Well, we will use the potion later. For now, we could eat or drink something just to have some little buff. Okay, we will try and use a drug, probably. I think we have drug crash. Maybe not yet. Ah, here it is. Swath. So in theory we have already tried mouth char. So let's try another one. Coral snuff. And we could use, when we try some drug, an interesting artifact. If I find it actually. This one, called the monk's bean mouth organ, which is giving us this curious effect, increasing the power levels of drug. So if we use this while using the drug, in theory it should have a longer duration than standard. So we can try it. So no more drug crash, that's good. Remove the drug. Remove this one, which is not needed anymore in theory. And we can prolong a little as usual. Also, we want to keep using the boots, so this way we go out of menu for a second, we see the boots are working, and we keep prolonging. So for people not already following this test build, we are using the cheating tricks that you use if you want to try the ultimate challenge, because nobody's been able to win that challenge so far without using this kind of cheating, because the ultimate challenge is so insanely difficult and unbalanced that the developers are allowing you to do this, and so far nobody's been able to avoid using this kind of sort of cheating, which is not really using some console commands or things like that. That thing is not allowed, but trying to use the bugs in the game and also some tactics about things that you can do and can make you more powerful, like using these items to equip them by double clicking this way, and every time you equip them you have your duration of beneficial effects prolonged by 10%. So with a couple hundred, or even with 100, because I'm using 2 of these items at the same time, this Gambeson and this Strand of Feather. So whenever I double click I swap both of them, so the rate at which I have this duration of beneficial effect prolonged is nearly double. So with 100 swaps you're more than sure that it will last for, in practice, for the duration of the whole challenge time, which is a limit which is about 80 days of in-game time. And so that's the trick. And this is, generally speaking, for long-lasting effects like the bonuses you get from the coil, from other magic sources. But there are also other super cheaty things like these boots, which normally grant you untargetable for 5 seconds base that get prolonged from your intelligence and things like this, but rarely they last more than let's say 10 seconds. But you can prolong also this. So these items are not really incredibly powerful, because as soon as you start fighting you are no more invisible, but they are still powerful because they make you able to approach the starting of the fight while untargetable in a lot of situations, and also they make you able to sneak around if you don't fight without being detected. So they are super powerful for this kind of challenges, difficulty. But you have to equip them every time you do some kind of action, because this kind of invisibility is just dispelled every time you use a potion, every time you attack, every time you do anything, basically. So you have to equip them again and prolong again. So not really worth prolonging them for. If you just want to prolong the boots, not really worth getting a very long duration, because as soon as you fight, it depends. For instance, it may be good to get a long prolonging of the boots effect when you are traveling by sea and you think you could be you could be targeted by some fast and strong enemy ship. So starting with the boots effect is something that you want to have in that case. But anyway, for this battle we don't really need to prolong the boots a lot. We just need the time needed to place a trap. So we are still invisible here, and these things are pretty nasty.
Sharp eyes and keen ears.
So better to be ready. As usual, we are still invisible here, but as soon as the enemy goes on the trap, we are no more, we can only count on our stealth. So first thing we decide what kind of magic we want to use. In this case, I don't want to use an aggressive chant immediately because I want to be able to sneak away for Villa. So probably we could use this one. And then we place a trap and try to sneak away.
Silence surrounds me.
So in theory we are now sneaking. We should get more or less the radius of the enemy sight perception, so we can more or less calculate half the way as a good position for our traps, and then we shift click away immediately so we can hopefully have enough time to go away before the enemy is going and detect us. This is important because else Villa will be right in the middle of the risky place, and we want Villa to go away if possible. Okay, pretty good. I cannot use pose because we have one of the challenges. Oh, and as you can see, Villa is out of stealth, so not good. It's better be prepared here. But in theory, the enemy... Oh, they are already... No, they are not. The enemy should not be able to see us yet, because we are still far. Even... Oh, crap. No. Not good. I try to spare the scrolls, but not easy.
Yes.
And with this kind of enemy, it's important to charm at least one of them, so it becomes a target of those nasty spells they are using.
Mytum Varsida et Cochinting Nessin.
Word a build a sour. Lava be on seek. Well, that's not it.
Oh, I shall. Yes. Mytum Varsida et Cochinting Nessin. Yes. Yes. Mytum Varsida et Cochinting Nessin. Oh, certainly. Mytum Varsida et Cochinting Nessin.
Lava be on seek.
This thing is even vampiric.
Something else.
Lava be on seek.
Okay. So, as any fight, the hard thing is to keep Villa safe, possibly trying to spare this scrolls. Because they are not infinite, and finding more than 20, 30 in 25, something like that, while doing the ultimate challenge is not easy. So you cannot keep using them to keep Villa alive. You have to find different strategies. Can we get this thing?
As you like.
Yeah. Okay. As usual, boots.
That will do nicely.
And we replenish our missiles. Like this. And prolong the stealth a little.
Oh, very nice.
A little more. Okay, should be enough. And now we go here. To try and open the other path. And we still need about 10 survivor here. Let's see what happens. we keep failing, but not super important. We still get a bad hit. We are maimed, but we can use a distraction, probably. But the important thing is we should still be invisible thanks to the boots, and so we have time to, in theory, get a better position. So this way, as you can see, having the boots walking is allowing us to go here, and from here we can drink our other potion and correct that bad situation about that injury. Actually, if I find the other potion, I think I should have one. Okay, not here. We are full of money, so we have no problem crafting things. Basically, we are now far away. We can use the potion and remove this nasty injury and prepare for our battle as usual. So, still having some scrolls ready for Villa if we need them, a figurine if we need them. We have our missiles, we have this already if we need to use against a single powerful enemy. This is not really useful for this kind of enemies. They are mostly melee enemy, so in this case maybe another cloak, another cape could work better. This one, for instance. For perception. And one thing that I've not yet done with this build, but I should have done, and I suggest you do it actually, is to finish developing the mod wheel. So you have to kill a lot of Keef. Not super easy, but what? Mostly because if you manage to finish developing the sword, or maybe we could just go and visit Dunage and be able to finish the sword, but anyway, better to finish developing the sword, because that way you get a special ability which is able to stun on attack, and you can attack Villa, so if you don't kill her you can manage to stun her and start the fight as you want. So it could be useful that way. but we don't have it ready, so we probably will use the usual trap strategy. So first thing, boots on, back to invisible, prolong it a little, doesn't need to be very long, but enough to start the battle. Okay, let's try it.
To whispers and shadows.
And okay, this one, so out of stealth, back to stealth,
Silence surrounds me.
ready. Radius. So as usual, more or less you get your enemy, try to realize the perception of the enemy, so where to put the trap so they trigger the trap, but you have enough time to move back immediately, so they hopefully don't see Villa, and Villa doesn't go out of stealth so soon. So let's try it. And the suggested way to do this is disable completely the EI, because this way you can shift click away, so you can enqueue your actions and do it faster this way. So you click where you want to put the trap and then shift click immediately where you want to run back this way. And this works only if you have the EI disabled. As you can see, in theory, we could manage to go away. It's a little risky, but with practice you manage usually to do it. Naturally, for the ultimate this can be a little risky, so maybe don't enable the skeletons while you're doing this, because some enemies don't worry about the skeletons, but others do, so not always working. But anyway, we are ready for our summons. While we are stealthed, we can still empower our summon without being detected. So we will give them this and keep. Oh, but Villa is no more stealthy. Probably not worth.
Perfect.
This is the most dangerous one, so we want to dominate this one. And once dominated, we can use disintegrate. So slowly killing it. I'm not even using the scimitar because we don't need it.
Well, that's not it. Spot on. Oh.
Sacré-fou! Word appealed and sour. Not in vain!
Perfect. Yes? Indeed. I shall make it so. That will do nicely.
We don't need a long shadow form, I suppose. Because probably we will want to get some food and rest anyway. Where is the way out? Okay, so now we go back, and in theory we should have enabled the other two paths for the arena fights, and these arena fights are one of the most difficult battles in the game because you have a very restricted space where to move, and keeping Villa alive is even more difficult than usual. Anyway, let's see. We could use some food here, but first let's
As you like.
open these paths. We have two new artifacts, the Seeker one and the Slayer one. And so, new paths. So let's prepare for it.
Ah, my friend read the seeking face whispers of a smooth sphere found
And we have new
to
quests.
claim it from the slaying. It poses you. Will you take up this hunt? Most good hunting. Welcome. I hope I can be of service. If not many, please.
Okay, he's selling. Good items, but we have what we need already. We could try and sell something, but we don't really need money. We have plenty of it. So, we can, but not really needed. What we need is food. So let's see if some other vendor is giving us some opportunity.
You fresh off likely. The faces care for some only the take.
Let's see. Let's try some ingredient. So we can make this food, which is pretty good. Not ideal because we are still able to be hit by spells, but this is pretty good. Good area of effect, penetration with spells, more damage. I will craft it, but it would be better to have other kind of protections from... Oh, this one. This one I think I will... try this one, or maybe... Okay, let's try Swath. Yeah, but first we need to sleep. I don't think we can buy different food.
Umare told me that you are to... Of course.
No, we can only sleep here. Not what? No. Nothing super good. I don't think our friends here is
back, my lady.
selling good food. Maybe some nice portion, but nothing we need as food.
Welcome, champion of the hunt.
But we go out to be able to sleep and eat that food. Still something that may help. So crusted saltfish. Rest.
Can I borrow a sword? I promise to be careful.
And now we can try our white leaf. No, swath. In theory, we should save and reload to keep the effect of the drugs overlapping. Probably. Yeah. But I don't want to... hello, Nico. Every now and then we play also this game. And okay, let's try this drug. We'll use the mung bean's mouth organ. So it should last a little longer. And use the swath. It's not ideal because I would need something to be resistant to, especially to paralysis, against might attacks, but I don't have any food good for that, so we will do.
Very nice.
Hopefully. Okay. This away, prolong the boots.
That will do nicely.
Oops, sorry. Need my precious strand of feather. So, take the strand, double click over the armor, so we can swap both the strand and this gambeson. So this way we try prolonging things, mostly to prolong the drag effect, because the rest we already have pretty long duration. And so we must check, because now we will try the very difficult battles. And I have a feeling that the drugs are something similar to how the beast bonuses added from the challenges work. They are random at the start of your game, so there is not a drug order you can use to stack the drugs effect, even if you go out, save and reload, because it is not always the same order. It probably is something random decided at the start of the game, of the run, and so it is not always the same combination for everyone. Maybe there is one, but it is always different every time you start a different run. This is my impression, because I think I managed to prolong most of them a couple times, but it is not something you can use with all your tests. So that could be a reason. This kind of random thing, similar to the Galloway challenge. Or maybe it's even worth, it is something random each time you start the game. I don't know, but it's not something you can say, okay, this is the right order to have all your drugs effect prolonged. And I'm not sure it is worth, because drugs are very easy to get the drug crash, and so is it worth trying to prolong more than one and then having more chances to have drug crash in the middle of the fight? I'm not sure about it. Maybe one is still easy to manage. But it depends. There are certain fights where maybe using a couple of drugs could help a lot. Okay, so this, okay, this is okay. Let's prolong a little more. Kaizo is a little strange because you lose a lot of things, but all in all, I think when you have the boots giving you the leap and you are managed to position to start the battle with Villa safe, it is not super difficult. It takes a long time, but it can be risky only if you're late and you have very few hours to finish the game, and in that case that battle is really a problem because it lasts long. But I think there are battles that could be even more difficult. Also the invisible boots. I think that time I did not have the boots. The boots are something I discovered after doing the ultimate run. So that time I used the leap boots. But yes, these boots are super powerful when you manage how to use them. And I think more or less, oh, okay, I need to verify if I need to get back some of our buffs here. I think I have them all still. Intuitive. Oh, dexterity. I could use some dexterity back, so I will try that first. The pet. Okay, so before starting the difficult battles, I will try and get back those 5 points of dexterity that I'm missing. And to do that, I will use the first battle where we can destroy the pillars the obelisks, I don't know how to call them, but the destructible, so we can get back, hopefully, that from the from the least unstable coil. So we prepare for that, and we need, well, the coil first, and then we need to be ready with the scimitar, so we don't spend the point, the power point. And maybe we want this, where is the gloves giving us more accuracy. And more or less we should be ready for it.
Oh, very nice. I shall make it so.
So this is just something to get as power as we can before the real difficult battles here. So we use this, the first battle, the Agony of the Elements, just to recharge our bonus using the coil. It's not a fresh start. I'm trying to do the different paths from the Survivor one with this build, with this test build, to see if we manage to pass the different challenges with the other paths. Not something easy with this kind of build. Okay, so are we still invisible? Question. Yeah. So we prepare, we go here.
Trouble. Sharp eyes and keen.
Ear sneak. We have this, so we have more perception, we should do more damage, but important thing is we use be ready with the scimitar equipped, so we can spare one. Basically we get back our empower point when using the invocation. This is a special enchantment of the scimitar. Oh, maybe we can finish enchanting it. Yeah. I'm not really sure for this build if it could be worth getting the companion prelude, which is giving us more action speed for our summons, or the shocking prelude, which is giving us a little more shocking damage. I'm not sure about it. I think all in all, getting a little more shocking damage is getting us more damage, because we must not forget that this build is not only powerful for the chants and the summons and that, but because we are also a very powerful caster using the Psion part. We have a lot of damaging spell that we can center on our summons, so having a little more damage from there. For this build, that belt is super useful because I can get all the bonuses from the belt, and I keep them up forever, basically. And when I lose some of them, like the dexterity one that I'm missing now, it is not hard to get them back, because I need just to have some destructible, and it is easy to get them back. But as you can see, we have the 5 in total 15 points just from the each kill Faddy's Fury prolonged chanter invocation, and we can stack it with everything coming from the from the least unstable coil. So it is pretty powerful because you can reach a super high perception from the start of the fight, and then if you manage to drop to land your cipher spells, you can even get more accuracy and so pretty good. And now you want also more dexterity to even be more faster, and also to get some defense against dexterity attacks. So that's what I'm trying. That's a real power of that belt, because the extractables are with this kind of build at least much less risky to target than during a fight, and also easily to prolong because you prolong them out of fight. And well, I think that seeing how it works, it's the easier thing. So what we do now is use this special chanter magic, which once developed is able to launch about I think at least 6 different bolts at the same time to the single target, so you can trigger all the effects from the belt. And to be able to do this, we need to be brilliant, because if we have brilliant on, automatically you get these first level spells available even before starting the chanting. So this is important. If you do some build based on the chanter and this kind of synergies, remember that you need a brilliant. Not hard to get, because once you get this you can prolong it forever, and so not really difficult. But it's important to realize that you need brilliant on to be able to use this trick with the destructibles. So we have brilliant, we have the spell, we have the scimitar, empower, choose the spell, target our destructible, and keep on going until we have all the effects from the belt. This time we have not been lucky, but the next time probably we will manage to do it, because we have 4 pillars here in this level, so we can do it. Hopefully, at least usually it works, but well, you are never setting, because there's always a setting random probability that you don't get the right effect that you are missing. But with 4 pillars you can destroy. Usually it works. So we can prolong a little more just to be able to sneak easily. If you don't manage to get it, maybe better to do like this, so we have more accuracy.
That will do nicely.
We should be able to do even more damage, and so more probability of this working. So empower, choose the spell. Let's see if we are lucky. Not yet. Boots. Let's see, what can we do to get more accuracy? I don't think. Maybe. No. It's a matter of luck.
Sharp eyes and keen ears.
Sacré-Cœur.
Okay, we got it. Swift. And now we can prolong it. In theory, for this kind of fun we are having, trying to do these different paths, challenges in the arena, we could even go to the island where you can get the alchemy points from the pool, but I think that's not really needed. If we manage to do it, it will not be some more statistics points that will make the difference. I am afraid, but it's part of more or less the knowledge of what kind of enemies you are going to encounter. And I think that for this kind of build, apart of the forced encounters, the scripted encounters, when you don't have a way to prepare, I start most of the fights using a trap, so I have the time to position. And the summons are really helping, because if I have the time to summon my minions, basically a good example is the fight against Sigil Master Aurenic. That fight usually is super dangerous because, well, let's assume that we find a way to resist the Terrify effect from the pillars, which is the most dangerous one, because if you got terrified, you cannot do anything. So, assuming we can resist to it, easy to do. We have also an helmet which is giving us a resistance. Then the problem is, how do you keep Villa alive without using scrolls or magic to make her untargetable? And with this kind of build, you can really you can just spawn your skeletons and your summons. When you have all your skeletons and all your summons up, there are so many targets that the pillars are no more able to reach Villa in practice. So you can survive just with the sheer number of summons that you are able to put in the fight. So the summons in that case are not basically, you can use the summons to help destroying the sigils, but the real thing about the summon is that they are cannon fodder for the magic attacks that you get, especially about Villa. So you can still use some scroll with that, but you don't have to always have air out, completely out of the fight, because usually once you have the skeletons up and the summons up, plenty of targets for the spells. Okay, last one.
To whispers and and shadows.
Sacré-Tout!
Oh, I don't think it is even worth starting with a trap, this one. Villa is the most difficult thing about that challenge. For sure. Because I think even if you have a build able to use the to make her unkillable, it is still risky, because if you get the dump, you are dead immediately. So probably having her out of fight is a little better, if possible. You can't always get that, but okay, so a trap. No, I don't want to use a trap. I want to just fight. Should not be so hard. Let's try starting like this.
Yes.
Oh, but really annoying. I have to use a scroll.
It's beyond me.
The battle is starting bad. Let's see.
Oh, indeed.
And also here the problem is Villa, because
I fear not. Perfect. Got to try something else.
this one.
Sacré-Tout! Word a build and sour. Sacritu! Word that builds and sour. Sacritu! Word that builds and sour.
And that's it. I had to use a scroll because I did not start properly, but this is the first battle, so not something you have problem with. There are much more difficult battles now. Especially the spiders one. I think that's one of the difficult ones. Because I don't have something really protecting. Let's see. Okay, let's prolong a little more. I want that dexterity bonus to last long. Maybe I have some ingredients to craft some of them. But basically about the scrolls, I think the right tactic is to get as much as possible from ships you encounter at the start of the run, because at the start of the run there are a lot of them you can find by just talking with the ships and buying some scrolls. And when you level up, it is much harder to get some scrolls from the bots, because they have different level scrolls and it's much harder. Yeah, there are some shops that also sell them, but I think you have to get them from both ships and shops as soon as you can, because then it is more and more difficult to find them. And also there are ingredients you can get, but those are not so common. But I think you can manage to get at least 25 scrolls in all your runs, so that's enough usually. Let's see, can we craft more? Yes, we can. A couple of them. Okay, let's start the real difficult thing. A little more just to be sure. And okay, also all this fight, probably most of them could be made easier just using the boots and the trick about loading, reloading and having Villa teleported to you. Basically this is just bending what is usually a game difficulty problem, that is the fact that when you load, Villa is regardless of where she was stuck before, in case you managed to get her stuck in some stairs or things like that. But when you reload, Villa is teleported to you. But in the arena you can bend this difficulty as a way to keep Villa out of the fight. So basically I used this trick once in my ultimate run to get Villa out of the arena. Obviously it is not in the spirit of the challenge to use this trick for each and every arena fight, but so far it has been accepted for the ultimate challenge run. But using it once and not spamming save, but just making your normal session and just use that thing once. So I will try not to use this trick here. Let's see if we can manage it. Because Villa is always the problem, and this is especially true in the arena fight because you don't have a way to keep in a safe place.
That will do nicely.
Okay, let's try.
As you like.
We could start. Okay, I think the two most difficult ones could be this, because you are alone against all the enemies, and you are a construct. You cannot use your powers, the things you are used to use anymore. You can just use your punch, and you are very tough, but you must play in a way you are not used to, and the changeling is pretty difficult for this kind of build because you must be fast enough and kill all the enemies before they are able to look for Villa. And so this is a very difficult one. Basically, I think you can manage to do it only if you are super fast with your damage. And also this one, probably. Yeah. The spider one, probably. Oh, also this one is tough. They are everyone is not easy. So let's try this one first. Probably this one is the most difficult one. But there's a reason if people trying the ultimate always choose the survivor's buffs, because all in all it is the easier one.
Few creatures killed with the cold intentionality of the spider. Fewer seek.
And also this one is pretty tough because it depends on your luck, because these are beasts and the Gallowing challenge is giving those beasts some random powers and abilities depending on the start of your run, and they always change. And if you're lucky, they could be not so hard to overcome, but if you are unlucky and you get vampiric things and interrupting things, it could be much more difficult. So this battle is not easy at all. And let's see what ideally I should have something to defend from attacks to might, I think. but not super easy. Anyway, I want the summons up, I think. Maybe a trap. Maybe. The problem is I am using this flash bender not only because it is auto mending, but especially because it is giving me an extra slot which I can use when I need melee power, and so using a different armor is not something I try to do. So in this case I prefer to try dominating the enemies, paralyzing them, and keeping a certain distance, but being still able to use the punches if needed to finish some enemy. Because without this I cannot do that. But let's try. Okay, so more perception, but probably better to get another cape. We could use this one to get more fortitude to resist the paralysis effect, or we could get this one to try and reflect something and get more deflection. Not sure. Okay, so
Nice.
chant this one. So summon, but also interrupt and removing enemies' concentration. And then ready to use the scimitar as soon as possible to paralyze the enemy. Let's see what happens.
Silence surrounds me.
Let's try a trap, but if it doesn't work, no problem. Too near. I better save because I'm not sure I can go past this at the first try. Shift click away. Let's see if we have enough time to go back. They are not even triggering the trap. They are smart enough. Let's try again. Doesn't work. Okay. So the essential thing here is use the summon to try and avoid being overwhelmed by enemy. So you have to have at least some of them charmed every time. Not easy.
Indeed. Very well. Shall.
Hold together.
Got to try something else. Yes.
Very well.
Yes.
Spot on. Sacré tout. Word that build and sour. Word that build and sour. Be on peak.
Well, that's not it.
Be on peak.
I'm stuck.
No, they are too near. I don't think I can do it. I'm paralyzed, so I must find a way to keep them at a distance. Because they are also robust, some of them, so
Yes. Perfect. Can't move.
No. Too difficult.
Something else.
Now there must be something protecting from the paralysis as this battle. Let's see. We have a lot of might. It's targeting dexterity. No. Not the right tactic. You must find a way to protect from that paralysis as and that paralysis is targeting dexterity. So the sleepers could be something, or you must find a way to keep the. Also, another thing is it's dangerous to kill the big ones because they are spawning a lot of the small one. That's another thing.
To whispers and shadows.
So the sleepers or something to protect from dexterity attack. Not this one. This could help a little. Not sure you have them. Oh, immune to dexterity. Ah, this one. Okay, let's try.
That will do nicely. Silence surrounds me.
Word a build and sour.
So in theory we are immune to their most dangerous thing.
Word a build and sour.
Perfect. Certainly. Very well.
Yeah, I think it's much easier now.
Spot on. Meeting Narcida at Clockington this is.
Be on seek.
Got to try something else. Oh,
Be on seek.
meeting Narcida at Clockington this is. Oh, indeed.
Don't succumb. Be on seek.
Well, that's not it.
Not in vain.
Yes?
Proacten.
Got to try something else. Meeting Narcida at Clockington this is.
Wood and build and sap. Be on seek.
Meeting Narcida at. Well, that's not it. Spot on, indeed. Yes. Meeting Narcida at Clockington this is.
Don't succumb. Be on seek.
Yes? Got to try something else. Spot on.
Proacten.
I shall.
Wood and build and sour.
Meeting Narcida at. Well, that's not it. Meeting Narcida at Clockington this is. Yes? Certainly. Perfect. Yes.
Word that build and sour.
Oh. Yes.
Lava be on seek.
Got to try something else.
Sacré tout. Word that build and sour.
Oh.
Lava be on seek.
Oh, that's not it.
Lava be on seek.
Yes. Got to try something else. Oh, very well. Oh, indeed. Oh. Oh. Yes.
Sacré tout. Word that build and sour.
Okay, so these
It is not enough to find
how they are called? Let's see, sleep or something. But basically, those giving immunity to the spell are probably the thing helping. Because I see it's really very hard to keep Villa. They are called Sandals of the Water Lily. So they reduce your defenses, but getting immunity from that spell is super useful. As you must find a way to keep them far from Villa, but also it's risky because they can even paralyze the Watchers. So, or else you need some food or something able to at least give you resistance to paralysis. But I think all in all, the sandals are the thing working better. But Baranga, I have less problems keeping Villa far from the dangers because you start pretty far. Usually, I never had the need like this battle to protect from the spell. Luckily we have lots of money here. We can repair things, but a very difficult battle. But I think all in all the strategy for this battle, if I don't think it is a path that I would try in the Ultimate Challenge, but if you want to do it out of the Ultimate Challenge, this water lily sandals are really useful. Or else you must have something or some food protecting here.
I shall.
Okay, we still have our buffs. So boots, usual boots, and I think I will try the other difficult one, the changeling one, next time, because it's been a long streaming. But in theory, for that one, I think the only way is to be fast and manage to kill the enemies before they are able to reach Villa. You cannot really choose a lot, because you can't use your usual powers. You can just punch. So yeah, I think it's a matter of how much power level you have. If you have enough power, you can manage to kill the enemies. Else, there's no way. Where am I? Oh, here we are.
Very nice.
Okay, so I will prepare a little. Let's see, what time is it? I will try once, see if it is something, because I think this kind of battle is something you can win fast or just die fast. The one with the changeling fight. Okay. Are we invisible? Yeah. Okay, that battle. Oh, I don't even remember if it makes sense to equip something, because let's see. Hello. I'm trying to do the different paths of the arena fights. We managed to do the spiders ones with a lot of difficulty, using the water lily sandals to avoid being paralyzed. But now I'm trying the changeling one, but I doubt I can do it at the first try. Let's see. I will try once and then I have to go, but next time I think I will prepare a little better. But let's try once, just to have an idea how difficult it is. is. I lost my grimoire trinket, maybe. Okay. So, not really sure it makes sense to choose some special equipment for this one, because
Oh, very nice.
the changeling one is really something special. Let's try. So, not much to choose here. Attack and be fast.
Well, that's nice.
No. Not easy. I don't think you have even the time to use a scroll on Villa, so if you manage to run fast enough to attract all the enemies, you can do something else. Let's see. Yeah.
Perfect. Got to try something else. Oh, indeed. It's beyond me.
Oh, also paying attention to enemies using the unbending, because
Very well.
you cannot kill them, better to wait.
Spot on.
Oh, luckily the skeletons are still working, so... Okay, not a difficult battle. You must just pay attention to attack immediately before they are able to target Villa. And pay attention to the unbending of the fighter, this way you don't attack until you are sure you can kill this fighter. But the skeletons help because they are able to distract the enemy. Now we can kill it.
Well, that's nice. Missed.
Yeah. So the chant passive is really helping a lot here. Probably before the battle is better to choose a chant with the skeletons and some healing for Villa mostly. And I think pay attention to the unbending, so you're not hitting the fighter while you cannot kill the fighter, and try to kill the ranged enemies. But it is essential to immediately run to the enemy and attack them. Okay, all in all it's been easier than I was thinking. But if I was not sure about the chant working. I think the chant is really saving the day here, because they are targeting the skeletons also, and that helps a lot. Okay, I will stop here because it's late, but oh, really interesting challenges.
That will do nicely.
Also because I'm not real practice with them. I have done that a very few times, so don't even remember exactly. But the build is still powerful.
Oh, very nice.
This so probably also I'm not sure about it, but I think you keep the bonuses to the stats while in the changeling form, so it helps a lot having good stats, having the bonuses you can get from the various things you get while playing, like the bonuses from the Wakes wand, 3 power levels. They helps a lot, even a build which is not a melee fight one like this one, be able to survive this battle and be fast enough killing the enemy. And obviously the Scodio's Edge, 0 recovery, but you can get 0 recovery also from the Wakes wand. That's another interesting path. Probably not easy if you try the real ultimate challenge, because it probably is not easy to develop the wand soon enough for that, but you can get 0 recovery also from the wand. But anyway, we will see if we manage to do something more with these 2 difficult paths. For now we'll stop here. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.